Let's go through a few of the developments from this week, Rodney. I want to get your thoughts on three of them if we can get to it. One, Jets bringing back 1994 first-round pick. The same year. Was it not the same year Rodney Harrison was drafted? 1994. Aaron Glenn is back as the head coach of the team. Your thoughts?
I love it, man. In 1994, he was the 12th pick overall. I was the 145th pick overall. And just a guy that I've gotten a chance to talk to and get to know. He was a professional as a player. He approaches the same way. You know, he's an aggressive guy. He wants to play tough man-to-man coverage. And despite all the injuries and everything that this defense had gone through, he continued to motivate and push these guys. He was absolutely fabulous this year with all the injuries, all things considered. And he deserved this opportunity. And I think, you know, he's going to have his biggest decision, Mike, and we need to talk about this. And his biggest choice is going to be who's going to be the starting quarterback. And if I'm him, I'm not bringing Aaron Rodgers back. This is a new coach, a new regime. I'm starting over. I'm turning the page. And I'm not dealing with Aaron Rodgers. So that's the first thing he's going to have to decide. And maybe before he got hired, he said, hey, only way I take this job if I have the power to say if I want Aaron Rodgers or not. Because if they're forcing me to take Aaron Rodgers, I'm not taking this job if I'm Aaron Glenn.
Oh, I guarantee you they have a plan already in place for what to do with Aaron Rodgers. I would be shocked if it's, we'll figure it out once I get there. And that clip that we just showed, I don't know that I've ever seen it before, and if I did, I've forgotten about it. Picking off Dan Marino at the goal line and sticking the ball out 70 yards away from the end zone and high-stepping for 30 yards. Good Lord, that's an attitude that the Jets need in the organization. Unbelievable.
And think about it, man. Let me tell you, Mike, he's going to push these guys, Sauce Gardner, and his lack of tackling. He's going to push these guys. He's going to challenge them. He's going to get them out their comfort zone. He's been there. He's familiar with the ownership. And he's coming there with a laser focus to say, hey, I want to win football games. And if you're not part of what we're trying to build, we're going to get rid of you and move forward. So I like this move. He's a no-nonsense guy, and he's going to take care of business out there.
And I agree with you. He's not going to want to deal with Aaron Rodgers' nonsense. They're going to move on from him. Rodgers wants to go. He wants the Jets to be the ones who end it. Fine. You want out, you're out. We're going to find a new quarterback, and I think that's where it'll go. Lou Anarumo, scapegoat in Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
Because the pieces of the defense around him were eroding. They let Jesse Bates go. You know, they're not paying guys who aren't happy. They're investing in the offense as they should, but the defense has gotten worse, so it performs worse, so he gets the blame for it, and he gets fired. Now he's the Colts defensive coordinator. What do you think about that one?
I love Lou, and every time we have the Bengals, I have an opportunity to talk to him, and he knows football. He knows strategy. I've watched him on tape, his teams. At the end of the day, they just didn't have any great players. I mean, you look in the secondary, they were young, they struggled, they were inconsistent. He did everything he could trying to find the right formulation for it. They have one pass rusher, Trey Hendrickson. They have no one else on the defensive line. They had average linebackers, and he gets blamed. So I think this is a huge pickup for the Colts. You start thinking about EJ Speed, Zaire Franklin, those guys. Those guys are fast, athletic guys. They got some decent players in the secondary. And then you talk about DeForest Buckner and Glover Stewart. These guys are that big force in the middle. I think he walks in a great situation. I mean, you walk away from the Bengals and their lack of talent and lack of resources, and you come right to the Colts where you have a solid foundation. I like this opportunity for Lou, and he's a good guy, man. He deserves it.
And it's not going to cost him much to move. It's only 112 miles from Cincinnati to Indianapolis. All right, last but not least, the guy who was on the New England staff for every one of the Super Bowl victories, even though he was gone in between as coach of the Broncos, and then he left eventually to go coach the Raiders. He's back in New England. Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator. What do you think about McDaniels coming back? One big piece of the Belichick era in place again.
One big piece, but a huge piece, Mike. And you put him as the offensive coordinator. Now Mike Vrabel doesn't have to worry about the offense. He can focus on the defense and building the defense, but he can also focus on the big picture and all the administrative stuff that he has to deal with being a head coach. For the most part, he's not going to have to worry about Josh. Josh knows the ownership. He's worked with Brady. He's worked with Cliff Kingsbury and all those young quarterbacks. And Josh is terrific. I texted him yesterday and I said, congratulations, man. So happy to have you back. I'm happy for you and your family. And he says, I am really stoked. This is a great opportunity. And he's excited, man. So I think, no matter if you're in the league or not, Mike, and you're still getting paid whatever he's getting paid, there's still an element of missing that opportunity, being in that huddle, being in that locker room. And I think even though he's getting paid millions of dollars to sit at home, it's humbling when you're not part of a team, and to be taken back and really to be in that locker room is really special. And Josh is he's going to be great, man. And Drake May is a lot better than what I thought he was. So it's not like Josh is working with somebody that can't play. This kid can play.
And it's a great combination of the future and the past for the Patriots. It dips back into what was there with Belichick, without Belichick being there, because it is so strange. They love Josh. I don't think they love Bill right now. And they love Mike Vrabel, obviously, but he's tight with Bill, but they don't love Bill right now. But they found a way to carve out the best of the Belichick experience as the foundation for the future. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.